If you would allow me to share these leelas we got to experience with you. We got a lot of mercy growing up with you and Janani Prabhu in Mayapur, 2000 to 2016. Being a mother of 5 children, I took to your shelter. I would consider you both my mother and father of Mayapur. You both sustained me and your caring personal attention. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Early in 2000, there was a group of families with young children from Sweden, Denmark, Japan, Africa, and we were the Australian component. One of the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes is floating down the Ganga. It was a regular event that we would float down the Ganga with you. All the families would meet up and float down the Gangas together with you. Sometimes mothers would walk bringing prasadam to the Ganga beach, and we would all enjoy lunch together further down. You love to play games. You love to mix with the children, remembering both you and the children playing stuck in the mud in the water of the Ganga. It was pure fun. You loved the mercy of the devotees. Sometimes you sucked on their feet. You loved to get the mercy of the devotees. The children loved and adored you, and you always reciprocated, often giving them big pancake hugs, squeezing them, 10 kids all together tightly with your love. Remembering my Srinath, Kaylee, used to say, and this is a very philosophical point that my daughter has brought here, used to say, there is no difference between Janani Prabhu and Pankajanghri Prabhu. Just like it's offensive to think there's a difference between Vrindavan and Navadvip, so there's no difference between them. She was right, there's no difference. They're transcendental Vaishnavas. You love to be at all the children's parties. I remember buying lots of gifts for you, so you always had presents for all of the parties you go to. Remembering clearly, it was Gauranga's 3rd birthday. We were staying in what Harisuri Prabhu called the dungeon. We invited you, Janani Vas and Pankajanghri Prabhu, to our family birthday. We had arranged everything to bathe both of your feet on arrival. You did not have a piece of it. You grabbed Gauranga and you said it's his birthday, and you bathed his feet and you put the water on your heads. You loved to honour the devotee children. At one such party when we lived at the Goshala, you transcendental twins had all our soft toys dancing as we sang Hare Krishna, and then it turned out to be a massive bolster fight. What a lot of fun that was. I would like to point out you both had good, healthy appetites and were able to eat anything that was offered to you. You were not fussy. Festival times were also a lot of fun, and with service and prasadam. On one occasion, my daughter Madarekshana Shana got the mercy as Pankajanghri Prabhu picked her up by the feet and dunked her head first into her waist in a big drum of charamrita. Mohini, my eldest daughter, broke her leg. We lived on the ground floor, and many sadhus would pass by and we would invite them in for blessings. They would all write on her cast, as it's done. Pankajanghri Prabhu wrote, chant Hare Krishna and be hoppy. He always had catchy, fun lines. At one point, when the children all started to grow up, Janani Vas Prabhu said to Pankajanghri Prabhu, this is the last time. From that day, the girls never got to go floating down the Ganga with you again as they were getting older. You perfectly transitioned from playful uncle to an important devotee role in their lives. My mother was sending me money regularly to help support me and the children in Mayapur. My mother thought she is the doer, my saviour. So I went to Pankajanghri Prabhu and I asked him what he thought. Should I stop accepting her money to show her she's not the maintainer, Krishna is? Pankajanghri Prabhu said, no, just engage whatever she gives to the Dham for you to stay in the Dham. That way she will benefit for herself without knowing. That is what I did. Thank you, Mother. After time, Janani Vas Prabhu was sort of hesitant that he was requested to do the final rites. This is just one little memory that I remember hearing. He was requested to do the final rites for some devotee's dog. And when he told Pankajanghri Prabhu, he said, oh, I've been doing prayers for Lord Nrsingadev for that dog for years. Once when we were staying at New Govardhana, as we renewing our visas to go back to Mayapur, my Gurunga was on the back of a billy goat cart going down the temple hill, and they had a stack. Gurunga got hurt his wrist, and and we had to take him to the hospital. They took us aside to tell me that Gurunga would need surgery to set his wrist right. They sent us to Tweed Hospital to see the specialist. Me being a naturalist, I got very emotional, very upset and scared. I rang Pankajanghri Prabhu and I asked Lord Nrsingadev for help. When I was speaking to Pankajanghri Prabhu, all I could hear was a lion roaring, and I'm not joking. I did not know what to make of it. I requested a prayer for Gurunga and hoped for the best that he could hear from the other end, because all I was hearing was a roaring lion. I rang Siddhi Devi Dasi in Mayapur to go to Pankajanghri Prabhu and make sure he got the message. When we reached Tweed Hospital, the doctor who took care of us was an Indian. His name was Dr. Nrsinga. So I knew that Pankajanghri Prabhu had again got Nrsingadev on our side. The doctor was to mould the cast in a certain way to avoid the operation. And on the third blessing, it was the middle. The blessing, it was in the middle. Sorry, I just lost my lines. Third blessing was in the middle of the summer. It was in the middle of summer, and Gurunga desperately wanted a cast that he could swim in. Usually they don't mould the white plaster cast, but somehow they gave Gurunga a blue swimming cast. So Lord Nrsingadev Ki Jai. One time I accidentally called Pankajanghri Prabhu Janani Vas Prabhu, and he got really, really upset with me. When you actually know who they are and you call them the wrong name, they don't like it. Srimati Tulsi Devi's nursery, which is just outside your rooms, outside the temple room, I would often get your darshan and smiles. It was my service every day to attend Tulsi Devi. One day I found all Nrsingadev's nails in a pot near the Tulsi Devi. They still had the blue tack on them. So I knew that they'd been worn by Lord Nrsingadev. And I never got to ask, did you put them there for me? I just keep them close to me, and I appreciate those, Nrsingadev's nails. The last memory I'm remembering was just like 2 years ago when I went for the birth of Kaylee's son, Premamrita. And we went to speak to you just before she had the birth, and we were chatting, and you could see that Kaylee was full-term pregnant, and I said to you, I'm here to have the baby and everything, and you straight away gave me the phone number, and you said, ring me as soon as she's had the baby. I want to know how everyone is, and what baby she has. It was just so personal. Later on, in that same incident, later on when a brahmachari of Mayapur passed away, you said one pure devotee leaves and one pure devotee comes, and you mentioned Premamrita. I just can't thank you enough, Pankajanghri Prabhu. You gave a lot of mercy to our family, and a lot of really good times. It made it fun for us in Krishna consciousness. And it was really personal relationships. You always have time for everyone, and you never said, oh, I've got to run. I don't know how you do it. I've tried to do it, but I'm always getting anxiety. Oh, I've got to do this, that, and that. But you always had time for us. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.